Hi, wonderful Cottage School students. Here we are again with our solar system, mat ready to go, and our sun at the center. Let's name our planets that we've talked about and learned about already. We've learned about our sun. It's not a planet, it's a star. That's right. A big burning ball of gas. There are going to be some gas planets, but we haven't talked about those yet. Let's put out our first planet. Who remembers it? That's right. It's a rocky planet and it's named Mercury. Our next planet is Venus. All right. Are you ready to talk about the third planet closest to the sun? Our next planet is our home. It is Earth. You got it. And here's our three-dimensional Earth that stands up and takes up space and it can spin on its axis. But before we move on, let's sing our Family of the Sun song. And I will make a video of me singing it for us. I don't know if Dana and I can get together and do it together. That would be kind of fun. But it goes like this. We'll sing our chorus, the Family of the Sun, and then I'm just going to jump to the Earth verse. Then I'll sing them all up to that point. Ready? The family of the sun, the family of the sun. There are 9 planets in the family of the sun. We'll just sing it in order. Mercury is hot and Mercury is small. Mercury has no atmosphere, it's just a rocky ball. The family of the sun, the family of the sun. There are 9 planets, in the family of the sun. Venus has thick clouds that hides what is below. The air is foul. Ooh, that means it stinks. The ground is hot. It rotates very slowly. The family of the sun, the family of the sun. There are 9 planets in the family of the sun. We love the earth, our home. Its oceans and its trees. We eat its food, we breathe its air, so no pollution, please. Let's sing that one again. We love the earth, our home, its oceans and its trees. We eat its food, we breathe its air, so no pollution, please. And then we sing our chorus again. The family of the sun, the family of the sun. There are 9 planets in the family of the sun. All right, let's talk about the planet that we know best, Earth. We live on it. We breathe its air. We do eat its food, the food that is produced on the planet, the food that grows as a result of our plants and animals, and Earth is our home. And since it is the third planet in line, remember the order of our planets? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and the dwarf planet Pluto. Okay, let's read about Earth. Let's take a look. As I said, Earth is one of the inner planets. So we'll talk about why it's considered an inner planet. I think I mentioned that when I first talked about your geography or your solar system book, because it showed the whole solar system. And I'm going to show us our a poster in a few minutes. Anyway, Earth is an inner planet. That means it's one of the 4 planets closest to the sun. The planet Earth is the only planet to have liquid water on its surface. About 75% of the entire surface of the Earth is water. And do you know that from outer space, all the astronauts call it the blue planet? Because it is definitely a beautiful blue because of all the water. You can see this is North America right here, the continent. You can see there's Florida, the peninsula of Florida. You can see here's Mexico and Central America. And Texas would be, we'd live right about there. And you can see up here Canada, and here's all of Canada, and Alaska's right there, and the Arctic Ocean. Well, 75% of the surface of the earth is covered with water. Let's take a look at our globe and see if that makes sense too from the image of it. Look at all of the blue on that globe. It's mostly, so 75% is, there's only, let's think for a second, kindergarten and first graders. How many quarters does it take to make a dollar? Yes, let's count by 25s. 25, 50, 75, $1. You're right. It takes 3 quarters to make 75 and 4 quarters to make $1. So 3/4 of our entire earth, 75% equals 3/4. And we've been talking about fractions, kindergarten, first grade. So 3 of the fourths family, 3/4 of our earth is made of water. Take a look. If you look at this side of our globe, that's the whole Pacific Ocean, mixing down there with the Southern Ocean, which is down by Antarctica. But you hardly see any land on that side of our globe, or our earth. And from outer space, you hardly see any land there either, because there's not. It's mostly water. Wow, that's incredible. That's a lot of water. Okay, let's get back to our card. Earth supports life. That means it helps make it happen. Supports means you hold something up, or you encourage it, or you help it. Supports life because of its ideal combination of water and the right atmosphere. So remember, we've talked about Venus has thick clouds for its atmosphere. We couldn't breathe on Venus, but Earth has just the right atmosphere. It does have a protection of clouds. When we talked about our layers of the earth, we talked about there's a layer of clouds and protection outside of it. Our atmosphere is another layer, actually. The inner core, remember our layers of the earth? I'm going to pound on my leg. Inner core, outer core, mantle, and then crust. It goes around the outside. So core, mantle, crust. Hydrosphere, lithosphere. Hydrosphere is the water, lithosphere is the land, and atmosphere. It's the air we breathe. All right. Let's talk about our diameter. That means the distance if we cut the planet in half and we measured across the circle. I'm just going to read this number to you. 12,756 kilometers, or 7,926 miles. So if we were to cut our earth in half, remember, like we did, and measure from one side of the half of the circle through it to the other side, it would be 7,926 miles. That's a little bit bigger than the size of Venus. And I hope let's see if Earth, this picture of Earth would cover. Yep, that's good. It just covers it. Venus is almost the size of Earth, but it's just a little smaller. Let's read our distance from the sun. Well, it's 150 million kilometers. We can't even imagine that, but 93 million miles. Wow, it's not Mercury, it's not Venus, it's Earth. That's the order from the sun, 93 million miles. So if we got in a spaceship and we left Earth and we tried to go to the sun, it would take, oh goodness, I should know this, certain number of years. I'll have to look that one up too. I can't seem to remember. I think I knew it at one point, at least 93 million miles. We couldn't even, of course, we could never take a spaceship to the sun. We can't land on it. It's gas, but we also can't get, the closer we get, the hotter we'd get, and we'd just burn up. What's so incredible, boys and girls, is that Earth is just the right distance from the sun that it's not too hot and it's not too cold. That when Earth rotates on its axis, it makes day and night, and that it's tilted on its axis. Let me see if I can get down there, just at the right angle, so that it helps create the seasons. Sometimes our continent of North America is leaning towards the sun as it goes around the sun. Remember, it goes all the way around. And sometimes it's leaning away. Once it takes our Earth, remember, 365 and a fourth days for it to go all the way around the sun one trip. Well, when it gets on this side, see how North America is kind of leaning away from the sun. And that's when it's going to be winter in North America, fall and winter. As it's coming around this way, Earth, now really I should put Earth on our Earth. Earth, our globe, is leaning toward the sun. So it's spring, and when we get closest to the sun, it's going to be summer. When North America really leans into the sun, and it's going to be hot, and we know of what summers in Texas are like because we're pretty close to the equator. All right, let's keep talking about our Earth for just a moment. Here's our far out fact. Planet Earth's continents are on the move. North America is moving westward. It could move as much as 6 feet during your lifetime. Well, we talked a little bit about Earth and the surface of the Earth and its movements, but North America, this continent, is moving west just a little bit. It may move, it's going to be moving west. They've studied geologists. They are the scientists that study rocks and fossils, and they study how the surface of the Earth moves. Also, other scientists like volcanologists, they study volcanoes and how it affects all the continents and their movements. All right, let's get back. Remember, one day, or how long does it take the Earth to rotate on its axis and make day and night? How long do you remember? 24 hours. So we have about 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night, approximately. That's not how long. That should be about how long you sleep, maybe a little bit more. Our day is 24 hours on Earth. We have one moon, and we're about to talk about our Earth moon, and we have no rings. Are there any rings that go around the Earth out in space? No, and there are none that go. We do have the one moon, which is a satellite, and it it revolves around the Earth, just like Earth revolves around the sun. Okay, I want to tell you about something I watched last night. I think it's called One Strange Rock. It's on the Disney Plus channel, and Will Smith is narrating it, and it is produced by National Geographic. When I was a kid, I loved to read National Geographic magazines. We had them at our house, and it still is in existence today, National Geographic. And they made a series about planet Earth. And the first episode that I watched last night was called Gasp. And it was about the atmosphere, or what makes us able to breathe on Earth. They interview there are 8 different astronauts, men who've flown in outer space, and we're going to find out have gone to the moon or orbited the Earth in space and looked down at the Earth and taken so many pictures. This is actually a picture of our Earth taken from outer space. And that's one reason why definitely it's called the blue planet, because from outer space, what the astronauts see is blue. And if you want to watch that program, you'll hear them talk about it's totally different than any of the other planets. They can see the other planets from outer space, but Earth is unique. And we know Earth is unique because who made it? Who formed it? God did. Let's get our paper that we're going to copy today or trace. Let's read what it says, and we're going to talk a little bit more. It says, life on Earth is possible because of a unique set of circumstances that allowed for life to thrive. Well, we know what that is. That means God put that planet Earth, just the right distance from the sun. He created the land and the water and the atmosphere. He created all the life on it, and that he set it in motion around our sun, just in perfect order, so that we could live and have a place to live and move and have our being, the Bible tells us. And so I want you to copy or trace over this today, but we know who did this. We could say, God did that. So I may add that to my page. And I'm just going to read it to you again. Life on Earth is possible because of a unique set of circumstances that allowed for life to thrive. God made our Earth and put it in just the right place. He's created just the right environment for us to live. Okay, I'm going to move on, and we're going to talk a little bit about something you can see in our night sky called our what? Our moon. What did I do with the moon? Oh, here he is. Oops, I'm sorry. Let me finish this. Let me read a little bit of this card to you. So far, Earth is the only known planet with life. Well, if you watch that program called One Strange Rock, all of the astronauts that I heard interviewed last night and were talking about it during the program say it is clearly the only planet that could have life, and it's not an accident. God did it. Life on Earth is possible because of a unique set of circumstances that allowed for life to thrive. Even a slight, I think that's supposed to be change, not chance, in Earth's position and composition would have made it so that life as we know it wouldn't exist. Well, if our Earth, that's what I was just saying, if it was moved slightly or any changes, we could not have life on it. Okay, it says number of moons, 1. We're going to talk about our Earth's moon. It actually has a name. Its name is Luna. Just like you may have heard of the book Stella Luna. And today I put a little video on about a Luna moth that I found at the gas station. So let's talk a minute about our moon. Earth's moon. Well, we know, we did some work on this before when we were still all together. We had someone be Earth and walk around the sun, and we had someone hold the little moon, and we had them go around the Earth as the Earth was going around the sun. It was kind of crazy, wasn't it? We had a lot going on, and that's exactly what happens. Our moon makes a revolution around our Earth once every 28 days, just as our Earth is, let's see if I can do this and hold this camera. Our Earth is going around our sun. So it's doing this all the time. And meanwhile, Earth is spinning on its axis. I mean, that's a lot of movement in outer space. God has to be keeping all of that together. And we are so thankful. So as it moves around, the moon goes around the Earth. The moon, take a look. We always see, I think I told you that before. Some people say you can see the man in the moon. I'm not sure if it's up this way or if it's this direction. I'll have to look that up also. I should know that. But we only ever see the same side of the moon. The same side of the moon always faces Earth because it takes 28 days for it to turn on its axis. And we just don't see a different side of the moon. But the moon goes through something called phases. We're not going to talk about that right now. We may get to that. Not sure. But let's get our paper out and let's look at what it says. We don't have a fact card about our moon, although I could create one. Our paper about our moon says this. A moon is a natural space object that orbits a planet. Our moon is called Luna. It tells us the name. It is the 5th largest moon in our solar system. Wow. Now, some of the other planets that we're going to talk about have moons. Our moon is the 5th largest one, and it is very important, and we've talked about this a little bit, that it helps make the waves. It affects the way the oceans move, the tides. It affects a lot of things. It also, just as the sun affects our weather, the moon affects our weather. And the sun, moon, and earth relationship is pretty important. So here's your copywork page today. Trace over this. And I may get back to you with a few more facts about the moon. You can, let's see, I'm trying to think of what phase in the moon we're in right now. You can look out in the night sky, definitely. And like I was saying, as you see our moon, you'll see it up in the night sky. It does not produce its own own light. It reflects the light of the sun. So when we see it, if we see a full moon, a big moon, it's reflecting the light of the sun, and we might see Venus next to it. Now, it won't be big like this. It'll be teeny, teeny, tiny. The moon will look very big. Why? Because it's very close to us. The moon is the closest object in our solar system to Earth. Nothing else is closer. Venus and Mercury and the sun, oh my goodness, they're way, way far away compared to how close the moon is. And astronauts, I was telling you about that show, people have actually flown from the Earth to the moon and landed on the moon. Well, what does that mean? Can we stand on the moon? Is it a rocky ball or sphere? Yes, it is. We can stand on the moon. We can stand on the Earth. We can stand on Venus. We can stand on Mercury. We cannot stand on the sun because it's only gas, and we couldn't get there anyway because it's so hot. Okay. You can always look up more information about the moon online, or if you have books about the planets. But that's all for today. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.